Hey, I'm George. Are you a 9 to 5 worker and you're looking for a way to actually grow or make money passively? Or possibly you're a business person or a freelancer and you're looking at how you can actually earn money passively, and that's one of your goals, and you're thinking of ways you can actually get that done. Stock investing is one of them. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why you should get into stock and how you can get started. And it is more like a beginner's guide on stock investing. So, first things first, we're going to start with what are dividend stocks, okay? Because we have different types of stocks. But right now, I want to focus more on dividend stocks and why dividend stocks are so important to you. Now, dividend stocks are stocks that actually pay you yearly, all right? Stocks that pay you yearly, stocks that could pay you every 6 months, okay? Every 6 months. Now, this is more or less like getting returns or some percentage, not a complete percentage, but some percentage of fractions of your capital, okay, every year for a period of time. Now, just take an example. Let's say Coca-Cola. Now, Coca-Cola is a company, right? And they they make some profits. Now, that profit they make, the share of the profits, some part of the share of the profit which is given to you, is called dividend. Now, that is why you call it what? And that stock is called a dividend stock. So, and there are companies available that you can invest. The goal is what, to ensure that what you invest in companies that are what, focused on dividend, paying dividends. Now this leads us to what, why dividend stocks are perfect for beginners. Now, why are dividend stocks perfect for beginners? There are different reasons why dividend stocks are perfect for beginners, but I'm going to go through just 4 or 3 basics. Number one is called the passive income. Now, these dividend stocks pay you passively, which means you don't need to work for it. It comes just like that without you putting any effort, much effort, besides the capital actually, yeah, besides the capital you put into it. Secondly, it's less risky. Yeah, it's less risky because of the percentage that is involved. The risk involved is quite minimal. All right, the risk involved is quite minimal. So then we now have the growth potential. Yes, over time, by virtue of your investment, your the growth of your stock increases over time. That is risk, because as they're paying you dividends, I'm going to show you a strategy before the end of this video on how you can actually make the most of this growth potential aspect here. As I whenever they pay you dividends, so that you can be able to do what, make 3 times, 5 times, 8 times the amount you invested, as opposed to other people who do dividend stock investing the traditional way. All right. So how to choose a dividend stock? Now there are factors you are meant to put into mind before you choose, or when choosing a dividend stock. I'm going to outline these factors. This is one of the factors I just shared with some of my students and some persons. I do myself, I also put into mind. Uh, One of them is what, dividend yield. All right. It's important for you to actually consider the dividend yield which you're looking at investing. Now, let's say for instance we're trying to invest in a stock, and the stock, let's say this is stock A, okay, and this stock is $100, all right, and since it's $100, it has an annual yield of 2%, which means what, every year you're going to be getting 2% of the amount of capital you're putting into the stock every year. All right. And most times, I always advise people to go for stocks that give an annual yield of 2 to 5%. These are less risky. There are stocks that give you up to 10 and the rest. But 2 to 5% is less risky. And if you're someone who doesn't have a very huge risk appetite, just stay on this level. But if you have a huge risk appetite, there are other levels. other percentages you can actually go for. So 2 to 5% annual yield. So another thing you should also put into consideration is called what a dividend history. Check back in time. What is the historical record about on these companies with regards to paying dividend? Are there months when or years they didn't pay dividends? What happened? Are there years where they pay dividend? How long have they been paying dividend? How long have they been investing? What's their financial statement like? All those kind of things is very important. Then company stability is very important for you to actually put into focus. The stability of that company. What's the stability of the company? Who are the backers? What's backing them? All these things are very important. Okay. Now, this brings us to the power of investing. Remember, I talked about the growth potential here and how wonderful you can actually make 10 times, 8 times the amount of money you invested in the capital or the stocks. Now, that brings us to what's called the power of reinvesting your annual yield. Yes. Now, here is a particular law called the law of compound investing. Now, the law of compound investing is simply when you get a return, instead of you taking out money from your return, you put back your return and compound it over time. All right. So, and here in this law of compound investing, you are looking at getting returns from dividends from your stock, then reinvesting your dividends. Now, let's take an example. Let's say you invested a total of $5,000, all right, on a stock that has a dividend yield of 3%. Now, 3% on $5,000, realize that over the course of 20 years, that would be about $16,000 over the course of 20 years. So if you want to do, okay, let's do the calculation. Okay, so you have 3% of $5,000. 3% of $5,000 is going to be so you have